Alright, so I have to do a second part to the video. I had to stop the last one. So basically what I was saying is, like, you have a lot of the people that's in the church and the spiritual leaders and stuff, and it's getting harder on people because the standard and the process is so demanding. And like I said, I'm not here to debate with anyone about this. I'm just hearing the voice within, what God is telling me. But we making it so hard to live these days. It's like people tear you down. Now, I'm not saying that everything in the world, we supposed to, like, when it comes to, like, drugs and stuff like that, like, okay, nah, you don't supposed to be indulging into those things. But there are things in this world where we condemn people so fast, so easily. And the thing about it is, all I'm saying is this. The way God is telling me is, once you go through that process and healing yourself and fixing the things about you, you will know how to operate in this world. But the problem is, when you haven't went through that process, it's easier to tear other people down. It's easier to be mean towards people. It's easier to do that because it's easy to be hateful than to be nice. But like I said, if you understand the process of the crushing of the grapes, then you understand why God allowed Jesus, why Jesus was allowed to make the water into wine. So my thing is start looking within. Start fixing what's within. Stop being scared of the person that's within inside of you. A lot of times I'm realizing people say, oh, I'm okay, I'm alright, nothing wrong with me, I did the work, this and that. But then if you listen to them, they sound miserable. You have to allow yourself to go through that process. And it's okay to go through the process. So you can be out here and enjoy different things. God allowed us to be able to have fun, enjoy. It's just about how we enjoy it, how we handle it, how we appreciate those things. Everything takes time to create. So once you will understand the process of the time it takes to create it, you know how to appreciate it. So if you want to understand the process and understand what can be done and what cannot be done, you got to look within. I understand the things that's in the Bible, you can still go to the Bible and read it. But if you allow yourself to go to the source, and get a true understanding, ask the questions, don't be afraid. Ask the questions. So he can show you the truth. Because when we read the Bible, if y'all notice, when y'all go to church, have y'all noticed that every year it's the same message, the same way, over and over and over again, and you keep going back and still feeling empty? How many of y'all go to church now and can probably recite everything that the pastor already said? I'm not saying that you can't go to church. Don't get me wrong. Still go. If that's what makes you happy and make you feel at peace, still go. I'm not telling nobody to stray away. But apparently, the way we are learning, and then we looking at the way the world is, it's time for a change. And that's what God is saying. I have to show them a different way. I have to show them a different way. Because we're still stuck on the old way. The old words, the old way of doing things. Remember this. Man created the Bible. God gave him the vision of what to put in it. But at the end of the day, man wrote the words down. Okay? Everybody had a part in it. It was so many people that had parts in it, but everybody summarized their parts. Well, like, let's make it make sense. It was summarized. We don't know all the deeds in every single section. We only know the parts of a summary. No different than when you go and tell somebody a story, right? About how your day was. Do you tell them every single word, action, and form of what you did? No, you summarize it. And how many times when you listen to somebody's summary, you find out there was pieces missing? God allowed the Bible to be created. But he also wanted you to come back to the original author to get the true explanation of the parts you didn't understand in the first place. That's why so many people lost. Because they run into the Bible like you're supposed to, but you're not allowing yourself to go back to the original creator to get the true words of what is needed to be said. And I'm going to tell y'all this. When you go back to God, a lot of times, even in the midst of you hearing God, even in the midst of you hearing God, your interpretation is not always correct. You want to know why? Because if you haven't went through the process of the crushing, you're going to translate it and summarize it to fit the broken pieces that's within inside of you. People don't talk about that part. How many of you went to God and he told you something, you still came up with your own conclusion? You didn't want to take the direct message because you had to make sure you can maneuver it around what you was going through. Now, I'm not saying this is for everyone. I'm not. But if this trigger you, then I guess this message is for you. So allow yourself to go through the crushing process. So when you decide to get that glass of wine, you know your limit. And you can appreciate the sips. So when you take that sip, you can congratulate yourself for what you had to go through. That's the end of my message. Like I said, I'm not perfect. And God is directing me to do things to which his own. If you don't believe me, that is fine by me. I am not here to judge anyone. I am not here to debate with anyone. I know what I've been through. I know what I've seen. And I know what's going on. So, all I say is take this message to God. Before you judge, just take a moment to think about it. Zoom out of the picture. Zoom out. Look at the picture. See the big picture. So you can understand where I'm coming from. And if not, that's fine by me. Again, I'm not going to debate with you. But I hope that you received this message and understood the message. And like I said, when it comes to the Bible, a lot of my messages may not be directly from it. And you might not be able to look it up. So I'm not here to conform anybody. I'm not here to tell somebody to walk away from the Bible. I'm not saying walk away from the church. I'm not sitting here say pick a religion or any of that. That's all on you. I'm just saying there is a source within us, the original source. If you're confused, if you feel lost, if you feel lonely, You have everything that you need to survive within you. But you have to go through that crushing process to clear those spirits out so you can get the true knowledge that you need and you deserve. Until then, you're just going to keep translating everything the way you want, and then you're going to be sitting on the side drunk on your butt. Y'all have a blessed day.